So box office wise, it looks like 65 will be a major, if not catastrophic failure. But what about quality? Well, I have not seen the film myself, but judging from the reviews, and I've sought out quite a lot of them from the big YouTubers and minor ones, and it's pretty uniform. Just okay. You might actually like it. It might be good for you, but no one is saying this is super excellent cinema. It just seems to be what it is, fun with dinosaurs. But let me put some minor spoilers and minor warnings out of the way, because this is not John Wick, so if you just want to buy a ticket and have wall-to-wall action with the dinosaurs, that is not occurring. The narrative starts off fairly quickly. It is a small film. It's less than 100 minutes from what I understand. There are slow moments. They try to anchor this film with Adam Driver and his character Mills with a kind of daughter figure. Some people will like that, some people will not. They did try to do excellent work on the visual effects. They had a little bit of time. This thing has been hidden for a while, so a few places it does look very strong. In some of the action scenes, they do try to go for realism. So overall, it does look good, but it's a fairly small, minor action film. If this is your thing, go ahead. Is it going to really threaten Jurassic Park? No, it's unfortunately not going to be a great alternative to Jurassic Park. So if you were hungry for a great alternative to that, this is not it, but maybe it'll work for you, so give it a chance. And on to Shazam 2, which is also facing a lot of mixed views. No one is saying this is terrible, and no one is saying 65 is terrible. The basic spiel is now Shazam is joined by his family. They're going to work in coordination against apparently 3 goddesses. No one cares. Basically, it's Helen Mirren and her crew with Lucy Liu and someone else. Basically, they're threatening the Earth. Shazam has to get through some depression issues, I guess, and save the universe from the 3 trio bad people. It's not much is going to go on here. This is a self-contained story for the most part, so if you have not caught up with the rest of the DCU, doesn't matter. You really only need to know Shazam and some of the basics with the mythology. If you know who Superman and Batman and some other people are at the basic level, you'll get a lot of the jokes and you'll understand more or less what the film is trying to do. So it is very user-friendly. It is accessible. And Sandberg is from the horror genre. And I do have a bit of a self-interest because I want to get into the Hollywood game myself. And usually start like this, do a low-budget horror, move on. And that was apparent in Shazam 1. And like many people, I thought it was very, very strong. He did use a lot of his horror background to good effect. However, this doesn't feel like a big improvement. A lot of the visual effects still feel undone, so it looks a little sloppy and choppy in a few areas. This does have a lot of action. However, even though this is Shazam, there may be too many jokes in this. A lot of people were complaining, yes, it's supposed to have jokes, but they went a little bit too far, so this may be a little too not serious enough. But in some places, it's too serious. So it feels a little messy still, even after all this time. But it is what it is. It'll hopefully just be a fun adventure ride for the people who like it, and will do okay enough to make back its money, but nothing groundbreaking. So if you wanted peak superhero cinema, this is not it. But to cap off with some good news, Evil Dead, almost near universal praise. Everyone seems to like Evil Dead, and this new version is getting a lot of praise. There are a few skeptics, but for the most part, it seems to be going over very well. This is a very gritty piece, so I know that with Evil Dead, there's a lot of humor. I'm not an Evil Dead hardcore fan. I'm not going to pretend to be one, but from what I understand, it usually has a very jokey style. This one does not. This one is very gritty, it's very bloody, extremely intense, but it is working for apparently the new generation. And Sam Raimi is behind 65, so apparently he will cap off this year with one big success, but one moderate failure. So if you are in the mood for grim and gritty horror, then Evil Dead R will do the work for you. And there we are. 2 kind of moderately okay things to be on offer in the cinema, but apparently a very big success with Evil Dead.